New challenger approaching!
Hey folks, Akeem here, and if you're anything like me, you may remember growing up inside of a local arcade in your neighborhood, scavenging for quarters, playing fighting video games. It could be argued as one of the easiest game types to pick up. After all, most fighting games can be considered button mashers, but it does take some level of skill and reflexes to truly pull off some visually stunning, character-specific moves. One of the things I find most important when playing video games of any type is the overall sound. More specifically, character voices. The vocal tonation and announcer of a fighting video game literally sets the tone of the game and lets you know if this will be a lighthearted jaunt in the wonderful world of Melee, or a dark trek down the aisle of pummeling. Whatever the case may be, it takes an epic voice to make you invest the time and effort into vanquishing your opponent. In this series, I plan to explore the voice, the sweet auditory waves that grace our eardrums while we're playing video games. In this video in particular, we'll be taking a look at the announcer voices that provide us with motivation to continue to beat the living snot out of our opponents in fighting video games. What makes an epic announcer voice? And who has done a perfect job in this particular realm? We're going to take a look at 3 companies that have a great portfolio in the genre of fighting video games. Let's get started.
Select your starting company! Good choice!
Capcom, the bastion of the fighting video game genre. Established in 1979, they provided us with such heavy hitters as the Street Fighter series, Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, New Age of Heroes, and Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Fate of Two Worlds. Though all of these games had an amazing original soundtrack and vocal talent, one stood out in the fray to rise as the most unique combination of eclectic and cool. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, New Age of Heroes, brought us an announcer who had a very calm speaking tone and an underwhelming speech pattern, all while spouting positive reinforcement throughout matches. With how underwhelmed he sounded, it's surprising that, oh man, he almost had a heart attack there. Towards the end of every match, he definitely should get that checked out. What made this announcer so epic was how Capcom was able to meld the announcer voice and the in-game music. In many cases, the announcer voice and the original soundtrack became one linked entity. If you take a listen to the music from the desert stage, you can sort of hear the announcer having a conversation with himself. With musical cues clearly inspired by funk and progressive pop jazz music from the late 80s, early 90s, one could argue that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 made this battle of the ages one hell of an enjoyable auditory experience. The announcer is merely complemented by the awesome soundtrack. It's not really something you see much of these days, or hear in this case. Now let's take this nonchalant, upbeat tone we've had and bring it down to something that will surely devastate your auditory senses, making you cringe in eternal fear and damn you to eternal damnation! Midway Games, the creator of the Mortal Kombat series in 1992, took the fighting video game genre in a different direction with its high levels of bloody violence and over-the-top, often graphically gruesome finishing moves, known as fatalities. In Mortal Kombat 2, Shao Kahn is introduced as the announcer of the franchise. Unlike other announcers who have a tendency to encourage the player throughout battles, Shao Kahn was known for taunting and mocking players. What made his situation unique was the fact that he's a playable character and the emperor of the mystical realm known as the Outworld. You could play as him though. That's awesome! With the dark tone of the Mortal Kombat series, it's a nice touch to have the announcer not only berate you during gameplay, but also encourage you to disembowel your opponents. Adding Shao Kahn as a final boss within the game also adds a layer of depth that most fighting games don't have, as the announcers are typically an unexplained omnipresent voice. It's a very nice toasty touch. You didn't think I was gonna make mention to Mortal Kombat and not say that, did ya? Yeah, of course not. Rounding things out in our exploration of epic announcer voices that redefine the medium is Nintendo's Super Smash Bros. So far, there have been 4 different Super Smash Bros. Games, each with 4 different announcers. Out of the 4, only one had a voice that would prove to be the most epic. Dean Harrington of Super Smash Bros. Melee! His inflection is similar to that of a boxing announcer, where he'd
Draw out certain words and phrases. The echo filter on his voice undoubtedly added to the epicness.
as well as slightly giving his voice a muffled tone. Dean Harrington's announcer/narrator voice in the Super Smash Bros. Series added a regal air to the bouts. From the selection screen to the end title card, you're left feeling as though the fate of the world rests upon every decision you make. It takes a special kind of voice to wield that power. Accompanied by an orchestral-inspired soundtrack, Super Smash Bros. Melee leaves you with a warm feeling that only a Nintendo game can leave you with.
Game over! You watched the entire video. Continue.
What do you guys think of the mentioned fighting video game? Do you agree that these 3 games slightly shaped and defined the genre? I'm curious to know which announcer from which video game do you think left a lasting epic impact on the fighting video game genre? Hopefully you guys dug this video. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below by typing
This video is drenched in epic sauce.
because that sounds cool to say. Yeah. Seriously, if you want to see more in-depth explorations in the world of voiceovers in video games and animated television, let me know in the comment section down below. You guys and your feedback is what makes this small community we're building so damn awesome, and I'm cooking up these new shows to tickle your earballs. Yes, I said earballs. It's a show about voice work. Like this video if you liked it, click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one, friends. Peace.